Good morning. One of the things I'd like to talk about today is the announcement by the federal government. I think I forget her name, the judge that's overseeing the Bundys in Las Vegas, Nevada, that trial, the federal trial, that they would be tried in secret. This is deafening. It just screams to the point as deafening of the case that the federal government has, or the lack of the case the federal government has against the Bundys and the Patriots. They are grabbing at straws, and they want to railroad these people. And I'll guarantee you this is coming right down from the top. Okay? When you think about it, if the Bundys and the Patriots are found innocent, Hillary Clinton's little kingdom is over with. Because the Malheur Refuge and the Hammonds, the Dwight and Stephen Hammond Ranch, and all those other ranches up through Oregon, and not just there, but any place there's uranium, because Uranium One is making these huge $1 million donations to the Clinton Foundation. So there goes the money. There will go the money. Because if the like I said, if the Patriots and the Bundys are found not guilty, that's going to raise a lot of eyebrows. I mean, everybody's going to go, what is... Okay, then everybody wants to look at the other side of the story. What has taken place here? What did we all miss? Everybody's going to want to look at the other side of the story. And that story will get out. I mean, the Bundys will be more than glad to explain it. And then you're going to see Dwight and Stephen Hammond get out of prison. And you're going to see all those ranchers over there in Malheur County. In fact, that's already started. That monument that was going to go through, that Obama signed an executive order which would have kicked off 350 to 400 more ranchers for this monument. That's dead in the water now. And you can give the Patriots and you can give the Bundys credit for that. Okay? And you can also give them credit for the Oahe, I don't know if I said that right, that little parkland they were going to set up, that's gone down in flames. Okay? And you can give them credit for that too. So, you know, as a side note to this whole thing, all those people that don't see the benefit of what the Bundys and the Patriots have done, well, there you go, right there. And I wish to God those ranchers would recognize this and get on the bandwagon for the Bundys and do all they can to help them. You know, do all they can to help themselves. Committees of safety, committees of correspondence, common law, grand juries, you know, all those things. You need to be doing all that there in Oregon. Because some people made some huge sacrifices for you ranchers there. And I know a lot of those ranchers understand this. But I don't know if all of them do. But the Bundys have made huge sacrifices. The Patriots have made huge sacrifices. So, getting back to what I was originally talking about. The government has absolutely got, in their eyes, got to win this case. Because the reverberations is going to go all the way to the top, and Hillary Clinton's little house of cards, actually it's a big house of cards, just ask FBI Director Mr. Comley about that, but it's going to come down. It will come down, and they will be exposed for what's happening. So you can just imagine the pressure to get a conviction here in the state of Nevada. That it's unbelievable, and that is why all of a sudden the federal government is resorting to these communist dictatorial tactics of trying these men in secret. Can you imagine that? I mean, as a kid growing up, I can remember, that was one of the things I always remembered about these dictatorial countries like Communist Russia, Communist China, is they always tried people in secret. That's what they did. so that the people, the average person, didn't really know what was going on. And if you don't think they'll edit their reports, I mean, when I look at the charges, of these patriots and the Bundys, and how they are fabricating evidence, the federal government is fabricating evidence, twisting and distorting, unbelievable, okay? And what they're doing to these patriots that are in prison to get them to turn state evidence is unbelievable. I mean, this is nothing short of cruel and unusual punishment, what they are doing. People, man, you need to wake up. I mean, I want to wake up as many as I can. I've come to the conclusion that there is a big percentage of the American citizens out there that will never wake up. They will never wake up. They don't have the intelligence to even begin to wake up. They are rude. I mean, I just look at some of the comments in the comment sections of a lot of these posts, these videos, and the garbage they come up with, these people. I mean, they would be like your worst neighbor who would bitch about every little teeny thing, your cat coming into the yard. Oh, that tree limb, it's hanging over 3 inches over the fence. They would report you for everything. That's the type of people these people are. You know, your kid going down the sidewalk on a skateboard, they'd be calling the police on them. That's the type of people. They're anal, repressive do-gooders. Needle-nosed do-gooders. Okay? And there's too many of them out there in the world today, and I think a lot of them are on the government dole. Now, this, in an indirect way, and this is related, this government, this Obama administration, wants illegals in this country. They want them desperately, for several reasons. One is they're going to vote Democrat, because, you know what, Obama set it up, they can get all the welfare they could possibly want, or possibly need. So they're going to vote Democrat. Whoever gives them the most is going to, you know, I will concede they're probably hard workers. I will concede that they're probably the majority of them want a better life. I would too if I was south of the border. You know, that's a nightmare over there. The only problem is they're going to bring the same nightmare over here because they're not smart enough to realize what happened over there. Okay? But they want them. They need them. They need that cheap labor. You know, historically, the slave owners, you know, they go to these auctions for the slaves, and they were always looking for the most fit men and women, which makes sense. You know, they can do more work, eat less, whatever. And so what you have with these illegal immigrants coming over, you're having the most fit people. You know, crossing those deserts with little water and with great determination. I'll hand that to them. And so in a very interesting way, somewhat convoluted, but you have the same situation. You have the Democrats wanting fit slaves that's going to come over here to the United States, is going to vote for them, and is going to be able to work very, very cheap compared to, you know, the average American. The average American is used to a certain lifestyle. All right, and they have overhead. They have a specific dollar amount overhead to meet that lifestyle, and you know, they're not going to come down working for $5, $6, $7, $8 an hour. They're just not going to do it. You know, and probably at their age, you know, we got all the baby boomers are getting older, and they can't do that anyhow, even if physically they wanted to. And yet this administration degrades them. Oh, well, you know, these people will do the work that the white man, you know, or the American, I should just say American, won't do. Okay, so they degrade the American people as lazy. And that, you know, that's what they say. Okay, the proudful illegal immigrant will do the work. You know, that's the picture they're always trying to paint for everybody. So, and they need that because we do have a limited amount of resources now because they've all been tied up by this government. That's all part of the plan. You know, they got to take these natural resources, and they got to have total control over them as collateral on the international banking system or the international bankers. They've got to tie these natural resources up, so they don't want to release them. Okay, so when you have a limited amount of resources, okay, the cost of products goes up, and you know, it takes dollars out of the economy, more and more, and it just starts to destroy the economy. So what do you need? You need slaves. You've got to have slaves that'll come in and work for dirt cheap, you know. And I know for a fact that you'll have as many as 4 families in one house. Okay, they're all making minimum labor for the most part, but you get 4 families in one house, and you know, and they all sign on the dotted line, and they get their loans if that's what they're actually doing. Plus, they're getting, for every kid, they're getting so much welfare. They will do things that the average American person will not do. The average American person likes his privacy. Now, I know firsthand, because one of the things I am is an air conditioning technician, and I'll go to houses, and my heavens, you'll have 2, 3, 4 families in one house. And I mean, they're sleeping on the floors. You know, if they got a mattress, they're lucky. It's crazy. It is absolutely crazy. But they will do things that the average American will not do. And it is an upgrade for them from their country, which they came from. It is an upgrade, okay? Now, let's compare that to Donald Trump, okay? Donald Trump has already stated that he feels that the federal government, the BLM, should not have all this land. Donald Trump is a businessman. He knows without your natural resources, you don't have a business. It's real simple. He knows that. He also knows that the Bundys and the Patriots were doing everything they could to get those natural resources back in the hands of the people, out of the corrupt judges, politicians. You know, this, I don't even know really what you call them. It's a shadow government. It is a corrupt shadow government headed by the Clinton Foundation now. And I think they kind of snuck up on everybody, but they saw an opening there, and they jumped in the middle of it. And, you know, Hillary Clinton is leading that charge. Okay? She's got the Clinton Foundation, and she's got the goods on everybody. I mean, she's got goods. That's why she was, you know, I used to say, this woman, she's being investigated by the FBI, but it doesn't seem to be bothering her even a little bit. I said this many times to other people. Why does she know that nobody else knows? It's very obvious. She knows something that nobody else knows. Well, she knew that she had the goods on everybody. FBI Director Connolly. I mean, are you kidding me? He, on national TV and before Congress, outlined all the laws that she broke, period. And they're not going to press charges. Loretta Lynch is not going to press charges. Come on. It's right before your eyes, people, this insidious corruption, the depth, the height and width of this corruption is amazing. And she's in the driver's seat, right? Well, not quite yet. She's not the President of the United States. Can you imagine this woman as President of the United States? Whoa. That should put the fear of God in every human being. Now, I think she knows something else. I think she understands these voting machines, that they can be calibrated from a distance. They can be manipulated and controlled from a distance. And you're going to have mass voter fraud. You're going to have mass voter fraud. I just know it. I guarantee it. She's going for it. Trump, if you ever hear this, I think you probably understand voter fraud. I bet you, I'm willing to bet that your security team is on top of this. We need to have exit polls at every polling station. There needs to be exit polls when people come out of voting. They need to, hopefully, especially the Trump voters, will say how they voted. And at those exit polls, I forget the percentage, how far off they can be before it's considered voter fraud. And it's not very far. It's only a few percentage points. It's pretty darn close. It's very, very close. So that's one thing that needs to take place. It's got to have exit polls. And I think this is another ace in the hole, that she's going to conduct mass voter fraud. Now, she's got George Soros working for her with the Black Lives Matter and the Black Panthers and all these agent provocateurs that have infiltrated these protest groups and inflaming everybody, you know, inciting them to violence. That's you know what? That's just another way of putting fear into the voter. Oh, can we keep putting up with this, you know? Wouldn't it be better if we just voted for Hillary Clinton, and then we wouldn't have all these riots and you know, all this crazy stuff. This is affecting my life because, you know what, they get out and block off the traffic and they do this and they do that. And I just don't need that affecting my life. And that's the way a lot of people think, unfortunately. I hate to say that, but they do. That's the way a lot of people think. Another thing is with the Bundys and the Patriots, what they're trying to do as far as taint the jury pool with all this lies and fabrication that's coming out. That, you know, if you just look at it, like Mike Emery, for example, they're trying to say he was involved. He was a witness, for heaven's sake, of something that was supposed to be sealed a long time ago. But they twist the story, say, well, he was involved in, you know, some criminal activities way back when. But they don't tell you he was a damn witness. No, they don't tell you that, do they? So this federal government's doing all it can to taint the jury pool out there, and unfortunately, you know, these brains of mush go along with this crap. So you're seeing this propaganda campaign that's going along. So anyhow, here we come back full circle to what I was originally talking about. They got to convict the Bundys. They've got to convict the Patriots to pull off their plans. And there is tremendous pressure that's coming down from the top to these judges, these federal judges, which are more on the local level, these federal prosecutors along the local level, to get convictions. What can we do about it? We need to be vocal. We need to be as vocal as we can. We need to step up to protest. We need to protest like crazy what's going on. We need to educate the average person. We need to educate the populace out there. All right? That's the least that we can do. Because anything above that means that we're at war. Anything more than that means we are at war. And we want to prevent going down that road. We want to stop this now. So let's get off our butts, turn off the boob tube, get involved, you know, get educated. Okay, people? Thank you very much.